Hello, I am Jess. I have a lot of kids, a lot of businesses, and a lot of things to say. And this is One Girl Too Much, the potty where I share my lessons of learning to girl differently and the process of becoming too much. And today's lesson is a big one. It's that social conditioning is real. And before you all hit leave on this podcast, I want to preface and say I know how ick and hard and whingy that conversation can be. But I wasn't always a feminist, and I was almost put off by being a feminist because of that tone of conversation. So bear with us. We're going to do it a bit differently, aren't we, Alex?
Absolutely we are.
We're going to try. So would you describe yourself as a feminist?
Closet feminist. Closet feminist. But I think it's the same thing. I used to think the tone of feminism, like how people would look at feminism, like grow out my armpit hairs,
yeah.
No, that's not me. I advocate, I'd say, for the things that I believe in, that women should have equality for, but I don't necessarily shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
And yourself?
Yeah, I would say that I'm a fierce feminist, but it's taken me a while to admit that because of the same connotation. And I think that I don't ever want to let go of what is beautiful about femininity. I like chivalry. My
open a door for me, please.
Literally.
Yeah.
My firstborn son is going through gentleman's school at the moment because I'm like, hang on a minute. I am raising a gentleman. I want to celebrate what makes me maternal and what makes me empathetic and what makes me beautiful. I have no urge to grow my armpit hair. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an active shaver.
When we have the time.
Literally, the annual hack around hubby's birthday is the best we can all expect. But I think that was where the disconnect came from, is I didn't want gender roles to disappear in that way. So becoming a feminist for me was always equality, no brainer.
Yeah.
Girls' education, absolutely. In the countries where that goes without saying. But there's definitely a deeper level that I think we all sleep in around social conditioning. And for me, that was a massive aha moment. Massive.
What was the light bulb moment for you?
Yeah, when I say light bulb moment, it was a season of awareness, but I don't think there was a catalyst moment that started that train of thought. Having children was a big one, and shopping for kids' toys and kids' clothes. If you do that with fresh eyes, and also keeping in mind I was 20.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends or family that had kids. Social media was only really becoming a thing in the way we use it now. And so going in and looking for toys for my daughters and only being able to find dolls and vacuum cleaners.
Kitchen sets.
And having these flashbacks of how much I hated Barbie dolls, but I just got them all the flopping time, and how much I hated wearing, frills and things like that. But I wanted to wear the things like the boy did. And even now, I love wearing a weird and wonderful thing on a dress. And I didn't get that. And I was like, why is that?
Yeah.
And then my kids went to school and they wore dresses and boys wore shorts and they were formal. So I kind of got the look, okay, cool, whatever. And then halfway through, my kids, oldest kids going through primary school, they changed to more of a sporty polo and shorts. But the girls still wore a skirt.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there and my daughter comes home with skin knees from the bloody monkey bars and all this. I think when they spend such a large portion at PE, dance, upside down on monkey bars, sitting with their legs crossed on a floor. Why do they wear a flopping skirt? Where has this happened? And then doing the Bell Evolution, which is my women's networking events, I pride myself on being well researched, and I started to look into some terrifying things and hearing the stories that shaped the leaders and the incredible women that would come and share. And one of the ones that really stood out to me was there was no representation of working mums in movies the last 10 years, except for one, and she was part of the problem. And I thought, it can't be that obvious. Surely.
What movie is
I
that?
haven't been sleeping. I'm pretty sure it's Inside Out where she moves and feels neglected. Yeah. So I was like, surely it can't be that obvious. And then you start looking into it and you think about the movies we're absorbing and the roles of women. I was like, this is staring me in the face. I started becoming acutely aware to how that shapes the perception of my kids, how it shaped the perception of me. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
No ways.
And
literally sitting here ticking, like,
yeah,
you're just explaining this to me, and I'm like, so
and
true.
I see it a lot in sport now, where I think, like, you know, netball, the conversations that are happening in many ways are beautifully feminine, but also, like, golly, it's like you can't sit with us if you talk to them. Whereas men, become a good player and we all will fight for you, and whoever pays the highest wins. You know, there's some real vagina problems that are not good there that we need to have a look at. So the final piece was starting a business and actively looking for resources and help, and my instincts were broken. What I instinctually did as a woman, every business book told me was wrong, the way I want to do things. And I was like, am I wrong or am I not? And then insert 10 years of following the book and that didn't work. And then following just my instincts, that definitely shouldn't work. Like, it was navigating that. And that's essentially what the events talk about, is what is womaning in this. So for me, it was a season of starting mothering and starting businesses that I thought, gosh, social conditioning is so broken, so broken. And the catalyst then was the Barbie movie, because there's two pools of people. People went to the Barbie movie and left and went, I've never felt so seen, and a way of articulating feelings that I've never known how to articulate, or felt that, like, you don't know what you don't know. It was like a blindfold came off for a lot of us, and excited that people of that status were talking about it at the volume that it was. And the other pool of people, when he went, that was a crap movie. Like,
why did I just sit there?
What is this hype? And completely missed the point.
Absolutely.
And I remember watching the social media responses in my friendship group going, they've not had their catalyst moment yet. They've not had the moment where they go,
they weren't ready.
No, social conditioning is a thing. And it's such an interesting season for that. But I don't have the answer to social conditioning. I don't know what social conditioning, how we change it as a broad topic. Definitely have some ideas. But I think just the convo of social conditioning is real is the next step for me in the feminist movement. Above and beyond women deserve the same. Absolutely. Social conditioning is definitely real.
So what do you do about it?
I've become acutely aware of my biases, and I have them.
Yeah.
Like, from the expectations of my daughter to my son is a big one.
How do you differentiate your parenting between your 3 girls and your 3 boys? I mean, your boys are much younger.
Yeah. I see it a lot in risk-taking and behaviour that's accepted as normal. Like, if you're in a playground and a boy swings himself off the bloody tree, we'll go, oh, boys will be boys. If a girl does it, it's like, are you crazy? You'll wipe yourself. You know? Or the amount of times that I tell them their dress will get dirty. Like, that's the dumbest thing when you think about it, but we've done it for so long no one thinks about it. Commenting on their bodies and their appearance is a big one. You look beautiful today. Why is that important? And I mean, that's a stretch. I still want to tell them they look beautiful, but I don't tell my son he looks beautiful or that he's handsome or whatever that is. But just these default behaviours I've become more aware of, and having conversations about gender and roles and things like that as I figure it out with my older kids has been important. But I'm definitely more aware of my biases as a whole, not just around gender, around race, around age, around everything. I'm paying a lot of attention because even as a mother to mixed race kids, I have biases.
Well, before when you mentioned Barbies, I was like, did you find black, brown Barbies?
It was a hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know the newest thing for me is Band-Aids and strapping tape. Like, that is such a thing that no one would have thought about before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or having models shooting for the new fashion label that have mixed skin and going, do I need to ask if they cater to you? Like, that's
makeup, hair, the whole thing.
This is a whole new world. But I think biases go as deep as stereotyping people and how quickly that can come into your brain that if you're not too proud to admit it, you need to do work. And even as mother of mixed race kids who's done more work than most, I still have them and I'm becoming very aware of them and aiming to do that work. But raising sons for me is hard. I feel like I've gotten a rhythm with my girls. Yeah. But I'm challenged by raising boys. But
your husband is like a manly man.
Oh my God, he's so not. I don't know what gave you that impression.
Fire, Meat.
He loves a barbecue, but also sets the house on fire every time. Like literally, he's burnt down our house twice.
Awesome.
He's hopeless, absolutely hopeless. Does not know what to do with a screwdriver. He's been banned from building things.
Awesome.
So Santa is my 14-year-old daughter who built the trampoline this year because he's
not allowed.
No, and definitely no tools with batteries. He will die. Like he's not a feminine man either. No. I don't know how you would describe him. He's just
he's an enigma.
Wild. Yeah, he's somewhere in the middle. He's definitely, I wouldn't say a manly man in the stereotypical sense at all. But yeah, I guess I don't know how to change what I want about the generations in the world in boys. Yeah. That's hard.
Oh, and we're at such a weird place in the world right now. And
so weird.
Also a pivotal point where we need change.
We need change. Yeah. And how is that instilled in something I'm active? And I want to hear if anyone's got ideas, comment.
Or the answer.
Yeah. Let me know what it looks like for you. And always approaching these conversations with curiosity. I don't know the answer. I don't think anyone does. But I do know that we have to intentionally speak into some of these conditioning.
Absolutely.
And I want him to feel a sense of protection, provision, and I guess chivalry towards women, but also see them as equals, and to really potentially piss off the internet. For me, there's a lot of biblical reference there that when you understand it in context has been really powerful to unpack, that there's a role for each and one is not better than the other or more or less than the other. They coexist equally and can only coexist with each other.
I agree.
And when each does their role the right way, it is a safe haven to each other. It's not a forced submission or leadership or protection or provision.
No.
It's
equilibrium.
Absolutely. Yeah. And how do you teach that to a 7-year-old? Hit me up, because I'm just trying to keep them all alive.
Fed,
at this
clean.
Point, boys are just they're always oozing and gross. That's a whole nother thing.
It is gross.
But it takes intentionality is the lesson that I guess I wanted to leave everybody with today, that if you just don't pay attention and just approach it with curiosity. If you don't know the answer, what do you think about this is something that I ask my kids all the time. What do you think would happen if we don't do this, or if we do this? Then it's just going to keep staying the way it is, and that doesn't look good for many.
No, it doesn't.
No. Well, it was a good one. Oh, that feels good.
Nearly got deep.
Yeah, it does. That is a wrap on today's lesson of Becoming Too Much. We are dropping these potties weekly, so please check back in and hear what shenanigans we get up to. But in the meantime, you can go and follow Too Much Jess on TikTok and, embrace the hot mess that is there. Thanks so much, Alex.
All good. See you next week.